They say the first rule of war is don't get shot. But in combat, survival feels like a lottery. One breath, one twitch, and everything changes. Soldiers who make it home rarely credit their own skill. They talk about fate. A bullet that missed by a centimeter, an explosion a second too late. These moments feel like luck. But is it just fate? Or is it relentless training, discipline, and preparation? Fate favors those who prepare. The mind that rehearses the unthinkable. The body that's drilled to react. The spirit that refuses to yield. Today, we dive into the brutal, elegant science of staying alive when the world is trying to kill you. This isn't about movie heroics. It's about the cold calculus of survival. Every small, deliberate action tips the scales from casualty to survivor. This is the art of war, seen through the eyes of those who master the art of living through it. In modern war, a soldier is a fortress, clad in ceramic plates, protected by science and tragedy. Armor shields vital organs, but every move risks a gap. Soldiers are trained to face threats head-on, but when fire is overwhelming, the smartest move is to go prone. Drop to the ground, and the earth becomes your best armor. Lying flat, you're a sliver. Harder to hit, easier to survive. The ground absorbs shockwaves and swallows shrapnel. Survival starts with using not just what you wear, but where you are. It's the moment you stop being a target and become part of the battlefield. The ground is always there, silent, ready to save your life. This is where every soldier's journey begins. In games, we run for cover. In real war, cover is everything, and it's often invisible. Real cover isn't just walls or sandbags, it's micro-terrain, tiny dips, ridges, and uneven ground. When you hit the dirt, these become mountains and valleys. In Ukraine and other modern wars, soldiers survive blasts by pressing into shallow ditches or behind slight rises. The earth catches shrapnel and lets the blast wave pass overhead. This isn't luck, it's instinct, trained and earned. Soldiers learn to read the ground like a language. Every contour tells a story of safety or danger. A slight depression is a trench, a log is a shield. Training hones this instinct until it's automatic. When a shell whistles in, there's no time to think, just react, diving into the nearest cover. Civilians might freeze, soldiers disappear into the landscape. They trust the earth to shield them, even in a flat field. A squad can vanish, using micro-terrain to survive a storm of steel. The most effective tools in war are often the simplest. Not high-tech gear, but a deep instinctual understanding of the ground. This is the art of becoming one with the battlefield. The difference between life and death is often just a few inches of dirt. Soldiers train to see what others miss. The ground is their silent ally. In war, the earth itself can be your best friend. Mastering micro-terrain is mastering survival. In an ambush, instinct screams, hide. But soldiers are trained to do the opposite. Return fire first. The doctrine is RTR. Return fire, take cover. Return accurate fire. That first burst isn't to kill, it's to suppress, to force the enemy's head down. Suppression is psychological. Bullets overhead make the enemy flinch and lose aim. While the enemy ducks, soldiers move to cover. Deliberate, not panicked. The chaos of ambush becomes a deadly ballet of discipline. A few seconds of aggression can mean survival. Suppression is the first note in the symphony of survival. The crack of a rifle is iconic, but the real killer on modern battlefields is the explosion. Mortars, grenades, and especially artillery dominate casualty statistics. Explosives are impersonal, terrifying, and don't care how skilled or brave you are. Hard plates protect against bullets, but against blasts and shrapnel, soldiers rely on soft armor, helmets, groin, and neck protection. Helmets aren't for stopping bullets, they're for deflecting shrapnel and debris. Pelvic protection guards vital arteries from low-flying fragments. But armor isn't enough. The best defense against explosives is dispersion. A squad bunched together is a perfect target. Spread out, a single blast is less deadly. 10 soldiers close together can be wiped out by one mortar. Spread out, most survive. Dispersion keeps units fighting, able to help the wounded and call for aid. Going prone is crucial. Most blast patterns travel upward and outward. Lying flat puts you below the deadliest arc, letting shrapnel pass overhead. Surviving explosions is a mix of gear, spacing, and instinct. The greatest danger may come from a shell fired miles away, not a gun you can see. Awareness, spacing, and the right body position save lives. The battlefield punishes complacency and rewards discipline. Explosives are the true kings of war. The simple act of lying flat can mean the difference between life and death. Technology helps, but tactics and awareness are what keep you alive. The real art of survival is knowing how to disappear from the blast. In war, respect for explosives is non-negotiable. The survivors are those who never forget it. The high ground used to mean victory. Now it's drones, silent, ever watching, deadly. The battlefield is vertical. The enemy can see from above. Small drones drop grenades with precision. Larger ones guide artillery and missiles. Soldiers now face a constant, invisible threat from the sky. Old camouflage and cover rules still matter, but now they must work overhead. A wall hides you from ground fire, but not from a drone above. Soldiers seek overhead cover. Trees, buildings, netting. Movement is dangerous. Drones spot motion instantly. Laying still in shadows or foliage can make you invisible to a drone. Movement must be quick, from one covered spot to the next. Improvisation is key. Nets, blankets, even wire mesh can break up shapes and disrupt drone attacks. Simple mesh can cause a drone's grenade to detonate early, saving lives. Low-tech solutions fight high-tech threats. Discipline matters. Patrol routes must change. Patterns avoided. The sky is enemy territory. Complacency is fatal. Every open moment risks being spotted. Surviving drones is a contest of tactics versus technology. The new art of war is learning to hide from the sky. Armor, tactics, and technology mean nothing without the mind. The human element is the ultimate survival tool. On the battlefield, the deadliest enemy is often complacency. Routine dulls the senses. Skipping checks or repeating routes can be fatal. Survivors are those who maintain discipline, even when exhausted. They clean weapons daily, inspect gear, and stay alert. Discipline is a calm, professional awareness. Not paranoia, but presence. It's noticing when the birds stop singing, or when something feels off. This mental fortitude lets soldiers trust their gut, a feeling honed by training and experience. Many veterans credit survival to listening to that inner voice. It's not luck. It's pattern recognition at lightning speed. The will to live is forged in discipline, putting one foot forward, helping a friend under fire, holding on to hope. The inner war is as real as the one outside. Tactics and tech are just tools. The mind wields them. The disciplined mind turns recruits into veterans, survivors into leaders. The art of war is fought in the 6 inches between your ears. Every decision, every instinct is shaped by relentless mental training. The battlefield rewards those who never let their guard down. Survival is a mental game as much as a physical one. The mind is the first and last line of defense. Trusting your training is trusting yourself. The difference between a survivor and a statistic is discipline. The war within is the war you must win. Master your mind, and you master survival. We've explored the science of survival, armor, tactics, and the mind. But when the shooting starts, it comes down to instinct, shaped by discipline, courage, and respect for the battlefield. Instincts are forged in repetition and danger, guided by mental fortitude. Survival is 1,000 small, correct decisions under pressure. The art of war is mastering the art of survival. These principles are ancient, even as the tools change. Next time, we'll see how warriors of the past survived without modern armor, using shields, terrain, and discipline. Because history doesn't just repeat, It teaches.